Do you have an idea and you want to make it a reality? This is an episode that you will certainly enjoy. And when we talk about ideas and we talk about dreams, there has to be things that happen before we can make those things a reality. And we call that, let's call it the foundation. We want to lay the foundation before we can start building. Just like a normal building, if you go to New York and you see all the buildings and you see the high towers, they have to put in place a foundation that's going to be strong enough to hold the building that is going to be built on top of that foundation. And that applies to our lives, that applies to our ideas, our dreams, our relationships. It's all about foundation. And the stronger that foundation is, the stronger and the more you're going to be able to build upon it. And when we talk about idea, let's talk about the idea. Let's say you have an idea, you have something that you're wanting to build, and the first step is to get clarity. You want to be clear about what it is that you want to build. You want to know what's the feeling that you want from that. What's the why behind that? What's the mission? So look at your motives, look at your heart. What is it that you want to get from that? Who is it for? Is it for your own benefit? Is it for other people to benefit? What is it going to create? So if your idea is to build a business, who's the business for? Who is it going to serve? How can people benefit from it? And what is the reward that is going to give you? Is it financial? Is it happiness? Is it joy? What is it that is going to give in return? So you want to be clear, because if you're not clear, you're not going to have a structure and a plan that's going to help you get there. So be clear on the feelings, be clear on your motives, be clear on the results that you want to accomplish. And you can do that by looking at your talents, looking at your giftings, looking at your background, look at your educational background, look at your experiences, your job, things that you have done in the past that you see yourself building something there. And look at, most importantly, the calling that God has given you. If you have a specific calling that God has placed in your life, then you have to be clear on that. What is it going to take to get there? What are the sacrifices? What are the things that you have to do in order to get there? The second thing is, once you have clarity, once you know what it is that you want to do, then you have to grow in knowledge. And that is all on you. You have to grow in knowledge. You have to be responsible to go out and seek knowledge and grow in knowledge, because I believe that God will honor the effort that you put. He will honor the plan. He will honor the work that you put to grow in knowledge. And the more that you grow in knowledge, the more that you're going to have an advantage, an edge, because you're going to be able to add certain value and add certain things that maybe other services or other people won't be able to, because they haven't acquired that knowledge. So adapt a mindset of growth, of constant growth, so that you can be growing consistently, but growing in the areas that matter to you. Don't seek to grow in areas that don't align with your dream or your goal, but be clear on what it is, and then develop a plan. What are things that you can do to grow in knowledge? What are things that you can invest to grow in knowledge, to give you that edge, to give you that thing that you can apply it, and you can help others and help your dream become a reality. And one of the things that you can do to grow in knowledge is to seek mentorship. And that is huge, because when you seek mentorship, you are learning, growing from what other people have done successfully, but also growing from their mistakes. And the great thing about finding a mentor is that you can acquire and you can accelerate your knowledge without having to go through the same mistakes, because a lot of them, they started on their own. Maybe they didn't have anybody around them, or they didn't know where to find that counseling or that mentorship. So they went through a whole period of time where they were trying things, getting some things right, but getting some things wrong, and that maybe probably took a lot of time. But if you can find those people and you can learn from them, and you can ask them to invest in yourself, but you're gonna bring something as well to the table, you can accelerate, you can shortcut the time of growing and learning, and you can have someone that can help you along the way, that you could eventually be partners, business partners. You can eventually build something together. You can help each other receive and gain different opportunities. So find mentorship, and that again, that is really crucial, especially in the times that we're living now, because we want to give, like I said, we want to give ourselves an edge, and finding good mentorship gives us that edge, because that's someone that you can call and you can ask questions and you can seek and you can learn from. So do that and go ahead and find mentors. The next thing that we have to do is that we have to be real with ourselves, and we have to ask questions. And those questions could be, uh, what does it look like? What would it look like if I did this? If I build this idea, what would it look like? What if? Like, what if it happens? What would it do to me? What would it do to others around me? And then you have to ask, what would it take? Because we have to know what would it take. We have to know what are those steps that we have to, or that it would take for us to take that idea from idea to reality. And when we ask ourselves this question, what would it take? That's where we start developing plans. That's where we start developing strategies and structure and techniques. That's where really everything starts taking form and shape, but it's by knowing what would it take. And then the next question to ask yourself is, am I willing to do what it takes? Because maybe you realize that you have a big dream and you know what it takes, but you're not willing to do what it takes. And if you're not going to be willing to do that, then it's not worth to even start it, because all you're going to do is just waste energy, waste time and resources doing something that you could have prevented if you would have been honest with yourself and just ask, am I willing to do this? Because every idea, every dream, it's going to require sacrifices. Every dream is going to require sacrifices, but we have to be willing to do those. We have to be willing to go forward with them and do them. So if you are willing, then go ahead. But if you're not, maybe you have to shift some things, move some things, or simply find a different goal or dream. But this is very important, because it will save you time, and it will help you stay committed. It will help you stay consistent, because if you are willing, then that's it. Then you're committing to that. You are willing to see it in the long term. Then when things come, when challenges come, you're gonna do anything that it takes to be able to solve that and improve in some areas and go forward. And the last thing to do is get exposure. Get exposure. And as someone who is new, maybe you're just starting to think about your dream, maybe you're just starting to think about that idea and how to make it into a reality, is to be exposed to areas that can help you. Is to be exposed to, for example, if there's a networking event for people who want to do or are doing what you want to do, get exposed. Go and meet those people. Get to listen to those conversations. Get in the room. Go to places where that topic is being talked about, that topic is being taught, that people are there. You want to find who you want to become, the people or the person that you want to become. You want to seek people already there, and you want to be around them. So networking events, again, mentorship, activities, places, things like that. You want to be exposed to that, and you want to be exposed to people that have accomplished what you want to accomplish. That will give you a better idea of what it takes to get there. It will give you a better idea of what it takes to stay there, because it's not just doing something and doing it for a short time, but staying there, staying consistent, being in that race for the long term. And it will provide you with resources and network and people, and that is the biggest thing. If you can know people and you can be around people that are going to inspire you and teach you, and they're going to motivate you, that's the people and those are the places that you want to be around. So apply those 5 things. Again, you want to get clarity, grow in knowledge, seek mentors, ask yourself the right questions, and get exposure. And you can start doing that right away so that you can take that idea and take it into a reality. Again, thank you for listening. I hope that you're enjoying this episodes, and we will see you guys in the next one.